So good to see everyone. Fiona, Venla, Ju, good morning. I don't know if we have participants from other continent, but if so, good evening, good afternoon. Hi, Veronica, welcome.
What a weird moment to open the room for me.
Hi, Andrea. Hello, everyone. Welcome to our AI Learn-tini session. Hello, welcome everyone. Let us know in the chat. Hey, Jules. Hello, welcome. Good morning. Good afternoon, good evening. Let us know in the chat how many sessions and which one have you joined within AI months. If it's your first session, it's perfectly fine.
It's first for me.
Say it again.
It's the first for me. Yeah.
Cool. First session for me as well, Inga. Nice. Hi, Fanny. Hi, Supriya. Welcome to our session. Hello. Let us know in the chat how many sessions you joined this month for AI Learn-tini months. Oh, wow, Fiona, you are a superstar. 5 so far. First session for me as well. For me as well. I think I have attended 5. Wow. Hi, Supriya. Hi, Polly. Welcome. Welcome. Grab something warm. It's a cozy autumn morning for someone. For someone, it's afternoon and evening. Oh, I see Polly has a cozy blanket. So welcome everyone, and it's a great to see you all here today. This is one of our last AI Learn-tini session. This month was dedicated to AI sessions, so you might joined them in the past. Some of you joined. If not, recordings are available. My name is Valeria Forstanova. I am your co-host for today, and I'm very happy to introduce our speaker, Ina Horvath. Ina is a head of Elai Academy. She has 10 plus years of experience in education. Ina had a transition from being a teacher of English to learning strategist, and Ina will guide us today in a hackathon. We will play around AI, and we'll learn some tips and tricks, and we'll gain some knowledge after the session today. Ina, the floor is yours.
Hi everyone, and Valeria, thank you so much for a warm intro. I'm super happy to be here and excited to share our topic and exchange some of your thoughts on AI, GenAI in particular. So just a couple of words about me. It's my first time in Butter, this wonderful tool. So hopefully everything goes as it should have. But if there is some minor hiccup, please be kind to us. I know that for Valeria, it's also not that many times has been with this tool. But anyway, super excited to get started. And just a couple of words about me. Apart from managing learning function in my company, I helped to build an AI video tool for L&D, which is exactly why we are here. By the end of the session, you're going to have an AI-generated video prepared. And I will also share some of the conclusions after 1 year of closely observing generative AI implementations in diverse companies, from small business to enterprise. I also host an EdTalks podcast about innovations in L&D. And actually, as you can see in the poster over here, me and Valeria, we did an episode a while ago, and it was about a role of human in AI era, and it's still a pretty powerful resource. So hopefully the link is in the chat, and I invite you to give it a go if that's something that interests you. Also, if you're into pets and martial arts, I'm your girl to connect. So let's connect on LinkedIn. With that, couple of words about the session itself. This is a hands-on session, a hackathon, like Valeria introduced, meaning that we will have practice. However, as I also mentioned, I have some insights to share regarding some of the pitfalls and best practices on GenAI. So first half of the sessions, I'll guide you through those. And the second part will be practical. With that, I do have a question for each and every one of you. Okay, so let me go to next block. And right now you should have a minor question poll. Let me know if you can see that now. So I'm really curious to find out what's your experience with GenAI. Maybe some of you think that you're pros and gurus in that, or for some of you, it's just the first time that you are giving it a practical try. Okay, so most of you so far use GenAI in your daily work. That's really cool. Lovely. Okay. Yeah, and some of you are curious and not sure if it still fits. Well, truth is, I think it's important to say that a couple of words about what GenAI is and how it differs from AI in particular. It is important to mention because many times tools that say that we are so expensive because we have AI, they actually mean that we have ChatGPT integration. And on the provider side, you'll be so surprised to find out that ChatGPT integration is quite cheap and quite easy to implement. The latest example is Articulate. I don't know if anyone has given it a go, but yeah, I see Valeria has. Truth is that for 1.5 years, there was a lot of hype, right? So, okay, just a sec, give me a second, please. Valeria, could you close the poll? Because I'm not sure if it's, oh, yeah, okay, now it works. So with Articulate in particular, for 1.5 years, there was so much hype that we are going to introduce AI. And truth be told, I haven't given it a proper test drive, but it is a ChatGPT integration. So it's unfair to say that we have AI tool if you haven't created your own language model or you haven't really innovated your own tech. So it's very important to understand what you give your money for. So a couple of words on GenAI. In a nutshell, the difference between AI and GenAI is that GenAI is a type of AI. So that's why it's quite important while choosing a tool to understand the difference between one and another. So GenAI creates new content like text, images, videos, code sometimes by learning patterns from the vast amounts of data. And by data, it can be either big data, meaning the internet, or data that you feed it. Here the concerns about security that we will briefly cover rise, right? So unlike traditional AI that follows preset rules, GenAI uses algorithms like deep learning to produce original content based on what it's learned. And if the terms like deep learning, GenAI still confuse you, unfortunately that's out of the scope for our workshop today. However, I'll be happy to share with you some of the useful resources and courses to help you understand the difference between it. So let me know if that's something of interest for you. Let's connect on LinkedIn, for instance. When it comes to education, what does it mean for L&D, right? In a nutshell, you create content simpler and faster. And as we realize by now, very often problems aren't solved with more content. However, reality is that many companies still use a lot of PDFs and PPTs as a main type of content. And we are somewhat spoiled thanks to Netflix and YouTube. And we expect very well done content. And expectations are high. So PDFs and PPTs are not enough. That's why it is important to, if your job involves producing learning content, it is quite well to take a look at quite a good time to take a look at AI generated tools, since they are going to help you streamline the production but also raise the quality of your content. For instance, video that we will talk today about. And also that's the reason why at EdTech conferences you will see a lot of lines, mostly at offering tools that offer you words like fast, content, streamline, right? For some other reasons as well, but we'll cover them a bit later. Speaking of personalized learning experiences, let's say that you need to create a course for 2,000 people. Probably you won't have time to write a personalized note with the name of each attendee, just because, well, imagine how much time that would take to copy paste 2,000 times a name. With AI, it's much faster, and it doesn't stop at just adding the name of the participant. There are so many other options to explore. And lastly, of course, it's localization and updating materials, especially handy for multinational enterprise. I do have a colleague. They have within one country roughly 7 dialects. And 5 years ago, they wouldn't dream of trying to localize the content to each and every region of theirs. Right now, probably if the tool doesn't support 50 languages plus, I wouldn't take a look at it. So translation, localization has become much easier. And secondly, since we talk about AI generated videos today, 3 years ago, probably you would sometimes see me crying when I had to delete a perfectly valuable piece of speech of a colleague who quit. Or, for instance, the content that needs to be minor updated, like, I don't know, you say, welcome in 2022, but some things haven't changed in 2023, but you delete the entire video just because it's 2023. So these kind of things, they are solved quite easily. Next on, some tools GenAI tools that you might already know. Strongly recommend taking a look into Canva, since ChatGPT and Midjourney as text generation and photo or picture generation is something that you can't surprise much with. Canva and Notebook LM, this is something that is talked quite a lot right now. And personally, I haven't given a proper try to Notebook LM, but I think that this is the next big thing, and there is a lot of buzz around it. So that's certainly on my experience for sure. And Canva, well, this is Canva. They're always ahead of the planet. Am I right? Okay, so since we are talking about the positive notes, let's talk a little bit about the concerns. So here I divided some of the biggest concerns in educational fields regarding the GenAI. I'd like to find out your opinion. What do you think is the biggest concern? So for me, I'd say I would definitely choose uncurated and inaccurate content. And for instance, if you go to ChatGPT and you ask, please create an outline of a course on the topic of, one of the points that ChatGPT offers to you will be 100% pay attention to learning styles of your audience. That we all know that, well, learning styles is a bit of a myth, not a bit. But in any case, there is a lot of information that has to be already outdated, or you just can't use it anymore, but ChatGPT will still find it. Why? Because it uses information from internet. And well, we all know that in internet, you won't find 100% accurate information. And I think that most of your opinion is quite similar to mine. However, we also have in our poll over-reliance on AI and leading to skill gaps and lack of human touch and personalization. That's so true. There are quite important concerns regarding lack of human touch. And when it comes to, let's say, even the avatars in primary school education, that I know is quite heavily implemented in some of the American schools, but I can't imagine children being truly engaged to the avatar, for instance. Maybe for some part of the lesson or homework or given a feedback but substitute human, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And Valeria, please help me out if there are any other concerns in the chat.
From Paul, who says that it's important to check those correct misconceptions.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that we tackled in the process of our podcast, am I right? That there is always going to be a human behind the AI, because so far in the next couple of years, there are going to be mistakes like pay attention to learning plans, right? Moving on. Okay, so what's then the way out? How do we tackle this issue? What do you have to pay attention in terms of using GenAI? So, in my opinion, there are several points to keep in mind, and these are the ones that I created, that I have in mind for after I think roughly 2 years of practice with all sorts of GenAI tools, video, text generation. We've created a lot of courses, for instance, for sales enablement, or even some part of the onboarding practices. And what the conclusions that I could give after having done that is prompting is still quite an important skill. And if you haven't yet tried to create prompts that are properly written in terms of your organization and your needs, I strongly suggest you to do so. And I know that L&D Shakers have couple of workshops that you can watch on YouTube, so that's quite important. In terms of hallucinations and biases, this is the same example with learning style. There is misconception, there are some information that are wrong. It is becoming better, and if some of you experimented year and a half ago with ChatGPT, you could actually confuse it very easily. For instance, you could ask something like, hey, could you tell me about this dog breed? And then use some made-up word. And then it would actually create a full overview of this dog breed without it being actually truth. So it makes up things. It also uses a lot of gender biases, race biases. Some of the hallucinations take place, but currently it's more of a rare thing than a rule, and it's becoming better, but we'll see. In terms of next big thing, this is something that if you're on LinkedIn, you can see a lot. So this is the new most amazing AI that's going to change the world of L&D. And if you are not with us, you are going to be left behind and your life will never be the same. Something like this. If you see that overhype, then I'd strongly suggest to just take a moment, breathe, and think what are the real functions of AI tool that they are selling. So quite often, and I've seen examples of companies that follow the hype, spent a couple of $1,000s on licenses, and then they ended up creating maybe one course per year just because, well, it was a rush decision and the hype which was created around it wasn't worth it. And lastly, the homework on security. My suggestion is to check certifications. We are at that stage of the evolution of AI where everything in terms of security can be mitigated. So if we are talking about companies like with high security standards, for instance, banking sphere or insurance, the video tool that we are going to use today is highly used by those. Their approach is to firstly ask about certifications, ask if they train their own language model on the data provided by the company. And if the answer is no, then you're good to go. And finally, if you still have doubts, you may ask your provider to shut down some of the services if your organization is not fully comfortable with it. So that's all the moment of just conversation, and it's fully solvable topic right now. Moving on. There are some couple of more words and conclusions I'd love to share with you. And just need to switch an agenda. Okay, lovely. So in terms of GenAI, we all can do a lot of mistakes. For instance, my native language, as you can hear by now, is not English. And quite often, when I prepare for a workshop or I create some course or whatever, it's easier for me to write in my native language, Ukrainian, and then translate it into English with ChatGPT. Anyone uses Google Translator, by the way? Because I think that I haven't used it ever since ChatGPT arose, right? Valeria uses DeepL. Okay, yeah. Actually, I have never used it. Is it better? Yeah, in terms of translation? Cool. Okay. I'm gonna give it a try. But in any case, I was writing an article, I think, about importance of copywriting skills in while you're writing a course. And what I wanted to say is that you need to use bright and emotional language to truly engage with your learner. And in my language, it's translated like colorful, which it does. It translates for me colorful language. And thanks God for the intuition and just something that, like a seed of mistrust behind that I thought, okay, I might need to check that. Even though it sounds like color, right? That's what it means. But well, for those of you who are native English speakers, you probably realize what a terrible mistake could have been in that article. Also, my suggestion for you is to use AI detectors if you would like to dive a little deeper into the topic of text and GenAI. And if you also minor hint, if you can see words like unleash, delve in, and L&D, then in brackets learning and development, then there is a fair chance that it was ChatGPT generated. So keeping that in mind, with all of the mistakes that we can do, with all of the hype, with all of the topics of security, why still now? Why exploring now? From the point of view of investments, it's quite important to assess the market of tools that are going to be produced within the next couple of years. And the biggest investments are still in GenAI tools. Of course, right now we have a lot of LMS who are talking about analytics and AI agents to help you streamline some of the part of your job that are not connected with learning content. However, the biggest investments are still in GenAI tools. That means that the tools themselves are going to become much more advanced. So what you see right now probably is not going to be even closely related to what's going to happen with AI generating videos or text-based courses in a couple of years. So major companies are also signing contracts for 3-5 years. And we are talking again about organizations with highly sensitive data. And I've also yesterday stumbled across on an interesting post from Ethan Mollick. He shared a survey results conducted by his colleagues, where 72% out of 800 senior managers at big firm, they use GenAI at least once a week. So that's quite an important piece of statistics that means that it's already here and it's not going anywhere. Lastly, well, you can already experiment now and you can create effective solutions now. For instance, if your colleagues are not fully comfortable with generated content, we will talk today about avatars, right? With speakers who, with the help of AI, they produce the content that you tell them to, right? The text-to-speech is so-called. Thing is that not many people accept it from the first time in terms of, hey, I don't think it's fair. It's actually cheating. don't you have time to just record the video? And actually, no, we don't have time to record video every single for every course. So what I suggest here is to introduce GenAI tools gradually. Start from the voiceover, or some small pieces of course could be created with the help of AI avatars, which also will evolve in the future. And well, I can't share too many information, but let's just say that in the nearest future, you wouldn't notice the difference, because we conducted some research. I think currently depends on the avatar, but 70 to 80% of avatars, it's impossible to understand if it's a real human or not. In the nearest future, it's going to be 100, that's for sure. Okay, so we're coming to the most interesting part of the of our webinar. I'm going to close these flashcards and introduce you to the next step. So our practical part will consist of 2 steps. First step is super easy. You just will need to register and give it a try. Second part is going to be a bit more difficult, and there will be 3 levels of complexity where you're able to choose your own level. Let's start from the first. And currently, if you don't see the steps description, I'm going to ask Valeria to send you a link. But let me firstly introduce you step by step. So is the board visible? Could you help me? Yeah, okay, I see you nodding. So it is. So go to this website. It's called elai.io.
So for those who see it in a small version, you can make it zoom in and make it bigger by increasing the percentage. It should be on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, or with the touchpad as well. So I can see that most of you are in the end of the board. And if you'd like to go step by step, go left. You need to create an account. And once you do that, on the last screen, you will see the editor itself. We will play around today with AI storyboard, where you don't need to copy paste anything, but AI does it for you. But let's start from a bit easier things, baby steps, right? If you also need to have a text, if you don't want to type in anything, there is also summarized. This session was summarized by ChatGPT, so you can copy paste that text as well. And right now, I give you time and space to just register and look around. If it's confusing, please let me know if there's anything I can guide you through, because I can also share the screen. And yeah, let's make it as interactive as possible.
In a question, we are just registering, right, on Elai?
Yes. As soon as you're done with that, you will have this, like on the last screen, the editor itself. And one moment before you go here, there is on the top right corner button render. By default, all of you have 1 minute. So if you click render, then this minute will be taken. So don't do it just yet. One more important piece of information. So what you can do at this step is play around with the voiceover. So at the top button of the screen, you can see the speech text. This is where you copy paste everything that you want your speaker to pronounce. Keep in mind that there is not going to be any lip sync on the preview. So if you click the play button, you won't see avatar actually talking. You will see it only after the render. But what you can do is you can hear the voice of the avatar, how it pronounces things. And you can also, on the right, choose accent. So when it comes to English, there is around 60 type of accents, voices, narration types. You can have it sound promotional, you can have it sound calm, you can choose the age of the speaker also, so that's up to you. So once you're done with that, just hit the like button. And if you have any questions with that, please let me know. Otherwise, we have just 2 more minutes, I think, and we can move on if everyone is ready. If not...
And what is this edit as a story?
I think you went... you mean on the top left, right?
Yes, exactly.
This is the AI storyboard that I mentioned that is going to be a part of one of the tasks. And if you click there, you can see not in the editor, but slide by slide plus text. And when it comes to text, you can play around with it a little. So you can prompt it or prompt the entire video. For instance, I don't know, you want to change the tone of voice of the text from official to more informal, or you want to shorten the text, and AI will do that for you.
And is there any way to take, like, will it optimize my text, or should my text be already very perfect for the video?
That's what it will do, yes. Also, there is...
What was the answer? Sorry?
Yeah, there is an option to do so. Also, there is, as you can see at the end, 60 seconds of text per slide. So if you have more, that's what you can do actually with, if you edit as a story, you can shorten it. So this is actually a good example of what I mentioned about right in the beginning. This is not a language model. This is integration with ChatGPT, which plays around with the text based on your prompt. There are inbuilt prompts. For example, you don't need to type in make the text shorter to n symbols. It can do it for you, or make the text more engaging or more informal, whatever. This is an example of this integration where it's only GenAI with text. What proper AI, by what we mean, the like our own technology, is the lip sync. That's why the technologies are, so that's the difference between them. And I see we have a question. Please, could you read it in the comments or just unmute and feel free to say.
Yes, I'm not sure if I'm the second one because it said 2. So if there's someone else, just let me know. So I have a question. Can I upload not just, I don't want to record something and upload that to put an image. Let's say I record my voice for the tool to be used as, my voice moving forward. Is it possible to do that? So then moving forward, I just put the text and then the tool uses my voice to regenerate a text into an audio for the video.
There are 2 options how you can do so. First, simple one, you can upload it as a music, but I don't think that's the best solution. Second one, you can create your own AI voice, and you can actually speak in 75 plus languages if that's something that interests you. And the AI will reproduce your voice, and you can copy paste any text that you want.
Perfect. I also speak Spanish from Argentina, so I was checking the voice in Spanish Argentinian, and it's kind of creepy how similar it is.
It is. Once I did Japanese version, and oh my god. No. And we have one more question as far as I remember.
Sorry, one more. Can you do the same with the image? So if I just take a couple of images of myself on the voice, and then I just put the text and generates the video, so I don't have to record every time I want to do something.
Yeah. You can create either something called selfie avatar. This is something that you do super fast, but the quality is not perfect. Or a studio avatar, where you provide several angles of footage, and then you can replicate with AI your own avatar. And I finally managed to open comments. It's so funny how we always talk about, GenAI and super important things and language models and deep learning. However, I struggle to open chat sometimes, Okay, so can we upload a recording of someone's voice? I think that's what we answered right now. I see it's possible to upload a voice, yes. And Inga asks, any chance you can demo how we are supposed to create something here? I get the settings of avatar, but I do not understand how to actually create a video. Inga, what do you mean by actually create a video? You mean text, like the speech, so it starts talking, right? Or you mean like a full proper video?
Yeah, I'm not fully understanding the use case yet, because I have all the little elements, but that I have done in Canva any time before. So what am I doing here? Like, I have a script. Do I do it in there? What do I use? Text? Like, what's the use? I can do something with an avatar, but I don't really understand where is my learning video.
Okay, and this is the question that sums up step one, and we can.
Okay. Okay, then I thought I was lost already.
No worries. I just find that with the, showing the tech, it's better to move slower than faster. However, for those of you who are considering yourself super tech experts, we've got diverse levels of complexity. And if you can go to this step, if you go up, you can see 3 diverse tasks, and there are 3 topics. The topics actually don't matter. First topic is corporate communication, second is informational security, and third, product training. Why I say it doesn't matter? The text is different, but the tasks are a bit more complex. For instance, in the first task, you will need to only use AI storyboard. So you copy paste the text into AI storyboard. It creates for you slides. You need to choose a template because, well, white background is not, it's too easy. So choose a template. Second task, you will need to create some prompts, custom and inbuilt. And lastly, if you feel a GenAI guru, I encourage you to try out interactivities like quizzes and clickable buttons. So this is something which is quite handy when you want to truly engage your learner with a video, and branching scenarios is a perfect example where, based on the answer of the learner, you can guide them to the different part of the video. So you also have documents with a very detailed explanation of each task. And I'm here for you if you have any questions. Valeria, could you please send the links in the chat?
All level, correct?
Yes, please. And if you could give with explanation which level is which complexity. And I also send the descriptions of levels and very shortly tasks, so you can choose your own.
So I did enter a storyboard, and now preview, I don't have the avatar talking. That's normal, or that was something you said is normal?
Are you still in storyboard? Have you copy-pasted the text?
I took a known text. I think I went far too fast or something.
A little, yes. You need to choose an option. Just a second. I'm not sure how it's called. From text. So on the second screenshot, you will see from text is highlighted blue.
From which?
Can you navigate us maybe by sharing screen? Sure. By what I see, probably there are 6 people on level 1. Okay, I think level 1 is the most popular, so let's do that, okay? Right now, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, can you see my screen right now?
It's coming.
Okay. I'm just copy-pasting the text, and my laptop is super slow when sharing the screen and opening 20 tabs at the same time, so please bear with me. So I have my text copied, and this is the editor. We don't need it right now. I go home. And by the way, if you see on the left, there is Elai Academy. There is a really lovely set of courses. We just started, and it's on diverse topic, not just AI generated videos, but like return of investment for L&D. So something that is really interesting, not specifically connected to GenAI. But also there is a great course on AI for L&D, and it's free for everyone. So once you go to AI storyboard, you click on from text and copy paste your text. It looks weird right now, but it doesn't matter. The system will do its job. Click on generate slides. Okay. And instead of copy pasting slide by slide, it did the job for you. So here you can see title, subtitle, and speech text. I suggest for you to change the template. You can do it here. And maybe I like this one, looks good. Okay. Yes. So it applies the template, and now you have not just a white background, but some extra features. Okay, it's a bit slow, but it's doing the job. Okay, if you click here, you can change the layout. So for instance, I don't want this, but I want this slide. Okay. And for those of you who want to experiment with text prompts, if you click on this magic tool, there are some inbuilt tools. For example, here on this slide, there is a picture. and I didn't add any. I can upload my own, or I can generate with the tool. You can also create custom prompts. For instance, I can write an example from my company to create a bit of a contextual relevance. And so the learner can relate to the content. And I can say that this is the example, make sure to include it, and highlight the learning goals of this video, which are, and the ChatGPT will organically include it into the speech. So once you're done with that, you click on converting slides. So you can play around here, and you can also add more slides if you needed to. Once you click on converting slides, yeah, here it says that my layout includes a list, a bullet list, but I don't want it to be, so I just leave it as it is. And a couple of moments, and there you have it. Yeah. If you feel confident, we can also go to level 2 or 3 with interactivities and animations also. But that's up to you.
So this is where I got stuck. When you press.
Is there anything you anyone wants me to show something, or I can stop screen sharing? Any comments in the chat?
Can you hear me?
Ina, we have a question from Inga. I think that's where she got stuck.
Mm-hmm.
Can you still hear me? I'm sorry, I did something.
Yes, okay, I see. So this is where I got stuck, and there is a picture probably uploading, right, Inga? I like that Valeria wrote, we can see your screen. When I was totally, I didn't see anything except for my own screen. So that's a bit of a tech overlap. When you press play, will the avatar talk? Yes, it should talk. If you have text, of course. If you clicked on no speech, then avatar can't talk. If you click, if you have, let me just show you with the mouse. So speech text, if it's filled here, if there is speech, if you click on the play button, then there is going to be a speech, but you won't see avatar lip syncing. So he won't or she won't move lips, only after the render. This is a standard practice with every avatar tool, and please don't ask me why, because I'm an L&D, not an IT tech guru. Probably there is a reasoning behind it, but I'm not sure why. Okay. Inga, did I answer your question? Yeah. Okay, cool. Has anyone tried something else, like interactivities or maybe animations? I find it really handy when you synchronize speech to animations. For instance, you need to highlight something on your slide, like text, but you want it to come at the certain point of the avatar speech. So this is that comes in really handy. But I think the future of avatar tools like this is interactivity and generating quizzes, not just multiple choice, but diverse, that lead learner to think. For instance, we created wonderful sales enablement course, which was fully dialogue based, and learner could choose the reply, and this reply would affect the next slide, meaning learner would actually practice critical thinking skills and problem solution. So you feel the consequences of your actions. I was excited to check, and I already pressed render. Anka, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Just drop me a note and I will share with you some minutes. And to anyone who is more interested in giving this tool a try, I have some minutes to share, so just let me know. I know that it's not enough to just 1 minute to truly catch a grasp of this. Another question, what is the advantage of Elai to articulate or even Canva video? Canva video doesn't have speakers as far as I'm aware, does it? Inga, you're muted if you're saying something. Oh, you were just nodding your head. Okay, I see.
I don't know, my microphone doesn't seem to work, does it?
Sorry? Yeah, so just while you're typing, my sound is not working. Sorry, we could hear you actually just for a brief moment and it was interrupted for some reason. Yeah. But I can reply to articulate because Canva video, as far as I remember, there is no speakers. That's the difference. That's the main difference. It generates some of the content. Picture generation, by the way, all the pictures that you've seen today were generated in Canva. I love using it. And it also has text generation, but it's not that uncommon. With Articulate, I know that the biggest update that they had with AI is that you can create another interactivity, right? So you had tabs horizontal, but you can not copy paste it into vertical tabs interaction, but just click on AI and it will do the thing for you, which is handy if you create a lot of interactivities in Rise, for example. But I am a little bit skeptical. I expected more. I don't think it's that groundbreaking. It is ChatGPT integration, which is just wrapped a little bit prettier than the others. Just ask ChatGPT. Oh, that's lovely. Canva recently introduced a feature that allows users to record themselves speaking on camera directly within the platform. Yeah, that's a handy tool. But if you don't have a chance to record yourself, then that's not something which. So it depends on the use case, right? It might be for pro accounts. I think you're right, Valeria. I do know that it's also a bit of a spoiler alert. There is going to be Elai integration with Canva. So I know for sure that they don't have presenter-based videos. They are planning to integrate that as well within one tool, Canva. I'm super curious, has anyone tried to do something else apart from the storyboard or just making avatar talk, maybe some interactivities? And if anyone wants to share, that's cool.
Ina, I have a question. Is Avatar supposed to move the mouse, or it's just the slide and the voice behind the slide?
Yeah, that's a very valid question. Once you hit the render button, then it's going to talk. So if you render, meaning like it's going to be created, but your minute will be taken. So keep in mind that. Then you will see a ready video where Avatar talks. That's why you probably need more than 1 minute. So just flag me if you do. We have a couple of more minutes still, and these documents are left with you, and you're free to experiment as much as you'd like. And the conversation doesn't end here, hopefully. Please let me know in LinkedIn, maybe, or via email if that's something, if you're curious about getting to know more about AI-generated video, but not just that. The original goal of my session was to introduce you to several problems and several solutions. For instance, if you are having troubles with tables and charts, then there is your AI tool. If you're struggling with structuring your notes, then there is that. Transcribing your meetings, that. But Valeria, in the initial steps, was righteous to say that sounds really cool, but no one's going to listen to you for 6 hours. So that's the conclusion that I'd love for you to bear in mind, that if you have a problem, most likely there is an AI solution for that. So dive deep into that and experimenting today. It doesn't mean that you might have faced the mistakes or some of the troubles that we mentioned right in the beginning. It means that you are introduced with the computer in 1996 and not a MacBook in 2024 at once. So baby steps. The technology and us, we are learning new skills. And it was super interesting to have this chat with you. And I see by the focused faces, that when you hear silence, usually for facilitators, that's horrible. Or if the chat goes silent, that's okay, that's the depth of it. However, when I see that you're doing something, that brings a smile to my face. So yeah, with that, it was a pleasure to be here. Valeria, thank you so much. And to L&D Shakers for this opportunity. I hope that you found this session beneficial.
Thank you, Ina. I see Veronica is clapping the hands. I think it's similar to, playing in the sandbox. Everyone was super focused. Thank you, Ina, for your practice and for sharing your experience with us today. I think indeed the session will not finish at this point, and we still have opportunity to dive deeper and play with Elai tool more.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys who joined, and we still have additional AI Learn-tini session this month, so check it out and subscribe for it. Have a lovely rest of the day.